The last thing I would like to talk to you about for this particular problem, or in general for representing proportional relationships, is the constant of proportionality. And you should be familiar with this, but I'd like to review that so that you have all refreshed your memory on this. So the constant of proportionality is the change in y for every unit change in x. And I think this is something important that we need to write down. So the constant of proportionality is the change in y for every unit change in x. Now, what does that mean? Let's clarify. So, I'm going to just make a little table here again. And I am going to put here Jada. And I'm going to put here Noah again. Exactly the same table as here. And I'm going to put my first values, because I know that when Jada takes 8 steps, Noah takes 10 steps. We have also established here and also here that Jada is represented on the x-axis, so that's my x, while Noah is represented on the y-axis. Now we say here that the constant of proportionality is the change in y for every unit change in x. So I would like to know, how many steps does Noah take when Jada takes 1 step? Okay. Every unit means 1. So for every step that Jada takes, how many steps does Noah take? This is what we call the constant of proportionality. And how do I find that now? Well, if Jada takes 8 steps, Noah takes 10 steps. My question now is, if Jada takes 1 step, how many steps does Noah take? From here to here, I needed to divide by 8, right? So I also need to divide by 8 here. And this doesn't give me a whole number, but a fraction. So I've got here 10 over 8. This is a familiar number. We had that already. And we simplify that to 5 over 4 by dividing both the numerator and the denominator by 2. And when you have a closer look, we have found this number already. This constant of proportionality came up already. This number, you can see it here. You can see it here. And I'm hoping that you can also see what it is. It is the gradient. So this is also the gradient. And we call the gradient m. And it was 5 over 4. So the constant of proportionality also tells us what I need to times by when I want to find Noah's step in terms of Jada's step. Constant of proportionality gives you, for every unit change in x, so if x is 1, what is my y? In terms of the graph, that would mean if I go 1 step in Jada's direction, how many steps do I need to take for Noah? And that was 5 over 4. 5/4. You can see it here also. Yeah? Right there. And that's it for the constant of proportion.